Hey, what's up, guys? This is my reflection on Chapter 11 Social Response to Technological Change. So, as we've stated in previous videos, technology is definitely changing rapidly every year. Every year Apple comes out with a new iPhone, Samsung tries to match them. Who's got better technology? What's new about them? There's no stopping the change in technology yearly, daily, monthly. You could go online and probably find something new every day, like new technology every day, and it's crazy. And like change, and I talked about it in my discussion. How people deal with change, it it can be tough sometimes. Different people adapt to change in different ways. Like I'm a basketball coach, and one of my favorite quotes is, as I said in my discussion board, is "Be comfortable being uncomfortable." That's like when you are, say, we're doing a ball handling drill, and uh, they're not going very hard, or they're just not going to the max. Like we want them to make mistakes. That just shows us they're going hard. They're trying to get better. And for a lot of people, some of their coaches don't never held them accountable for that. And the new change, like um, when you come into a new program, like I'm coaching at the college level, and it can be a difficult transition to kids, and because we try to hold our kids accountable for everything. And that, like in another example, students transitioning from high school to college, just being regular students, it can take a toll on people. You hear of lots of college dropouts. I've definitely thought about it a couple times, especially this summer. Um, but I'm not gonna do that, obviously. But some people react to change differently, and like when students from high school go to college, I remember when I was a freshman. Uh, the first semester was pretty easy just because it was all gen ed classes, and just kind of stuff we've already went over. And but once that second semester hit, and I started taking major courses and things that weren't gen eds that we already kind of knew about, definitely was tough to change my work ethic, and to get things done. It's definitely changed over the years, and the 4 years I've been in college. It's not always been great, but I think it changes every year. Um, like technology change, and I think this affects more of like the older generation, like um, not elderly people, but like people who grew up with no cell phones, and they're just not used to this new technology, and I can see them getting frustrated trying to trying to use this new technology, and their confidence is not there because they have no idea what they're doing. And uh, like I remember when my dad got his first smartphone. It's actually a funny story. I was really young. I was probably, I don't know, 13, 14, something around there. And he brought it home one day, and I was fascinated. I was like, wow, it's a touchscreen. Like I even had a little stylus, I'm pretty sure. And I remember I heard him start screaming and saying, how do you work this?" And it was just funny because he had never used a device like that, and he had no idea what he was doing. And I messed around on it, and I felt like I figured it out pretty quick. But the next after 2 days of having it, he went in and returned it and got a more basic phone. And like just the rapid changes that it goes through. You think of Apple's first iPhone to where it is now. No one really ever thought it would get to here so quick. It's only been 10, 12 years, I'd say, ish. And basically your phone's a computer now. I mean, the first iPhones you could do a lot on it, but not even close to what you can do now. Like the fingerprint sensor, the cameras on it are crystal clear. It's almost like you don't even need to go buy a nice big old camera for professional photography. Another topic that the chapter covered was information overload. Yeah, in this today's world, you can get definitely information overload daily. I mean, we have anything we want to know is at our fingertips using the web. I mean, there's online libraries now and stuff like that. I mean, if you want to know something, just look it up. I mean, they said there was like 30 billion Facebook posts every day, or it was a week, something like that. But I mean, it's crazy how much new content comes out every day, every week, every month. You can't keep up, and I mean, you just get so engulfed in the technology that your brain sometimes can't process it, I think. And it like multitasking is kind of incorporated into that as well. With, I mean, if you're doing one thing and then, oh, I gotta know what this is about, like, you're doing all these things at once and your brain is trying to process it, I think, and it just, I think it makes it more stressful, honestly. And another one I want to talk about is children and like how technology changes their brains. I personally don't think it changes like the development of their brains, even though some people say it does. I just think technology is honestly like a drug, and it's addicting, but it doesn't change like how their brains develop. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, children become too dependent on the technology. I remember when I was younger, I said this in one of my first videos, is we would go outside and be playing till dark, and yep, parents come pick us up, and that was it. We didn't have iPads to come home to. I mean, we had TVs, but we had basic cable, and that was about it. There wasn't really much else to do in the house. I mean, I'd even go outside when I got home and shoot some hoops or something like that. Sitting inside was boring. Like, who wanted to read a book? Not me. But technology in sports, I think, has been pretty positive, especially with like reviews, football, basketball, tennis. Even they're using like special laser technology that tracks the ball and tells you, oh, if it hit the line, because like it can get it down to a fraction. If it barely hits, it hits. It counts. But I also think technology in sports is negative to some as well. Like the amount of time it takes to review a play, or that it can be frustrating to viewers and fans because, wow, this is taking a long time. I came here to watch a game. I didn't come here to watch the refs review all these plays and stuff like that, especially in late game situations when the game is tight and the game's on the line. The refs got to make the right call. I mean, yeah, they got to go to the monitor and see that way. I mean, it changes the outcomes of the games in a more positive way, but it can also be negative for the viewers. And that's my reflection for this week.